I love that the whole time we've been down here prepping for this episode, it's been silent.
Yep. No AC or anything, and it was quiet. But does that mean that there's now cold air running through the basement?
No.
That's your water heater or something.
That's the water heater.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Home ownership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You ready?
Yes.
All right.
I can't keep this all to myself. I got all you need and I'm sharing the wealth. Talking it up. Who should I tell? Like, blah, 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 blah. I can't keep this all to myself.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jason.
And I'm Nathan.
And together we are EO7 Media. And this is Pitch Session. Now, this episode's going to act a little bit different than normal because, unfortunately, Hilda's not with us today. And I say unfortunately because
we miss Hilda.
We miss her.
We love
we
Hilda.
love her. But
who's making
doing
us
stuff.
lunch? I thought we were we're gonna have to order out.
We're going to have to order out. Like
she normally makes the sausage or
be the
whatever.
bachelors that we are, unfortunately.
Yep.
She's literally, like, her sausages are really freaking good, and I'm actually going to miss them. I actually still have some in the fridge, so if you really are feeling it,
I'll make
we got it.
I'll try to do justice to her.
So welcome to Pitch Session. This is a weekly podcast, where we sit down and we talk about a brand, and we go through their social media, we go through their marketing, and we talk about how we could bring an idea to them through video, photo, and marketing, each in its own 15-minute section. So for the first 15 minutes, we're going to talk about who the brand is. The second section is going to be photo. The third section is going to be video. And the last section, we're going to wrap it up on how we can use those video and photo concepts in the marketing. Now, today's brand's a little bit different than normal because what are we doing today, Nathan?
Holy Hell Jerky.
Holy Hell Jerky.
Yes.
And what is Holy Hell Jerky?
It is your beef jerky company.
It is.
A gourmet beef jerky company. Really good stuff. Great. You gave me some for Christmas, and it was fucking fantastic. So.
Oh, good. I'm
Yeah.
really glad. I'm going to set a timer.
Yeah.
Because I'm a smart boy. Holy Hell Jerky is a side business that me and my wife have been doing for a long time. We got really into making jerky for our friends and family, and we were told that it was very good. So we decided to try and start selling it. And the one thing they tell you when you start making jerky is it's so much cheaper to make your own. Well, yeah, it absolutely is if you use bottom barrel ingredients, which we're not about. So we've always used good ingredients and good meat and taken our time with things, which we'll get into. But doing so makes it a little more expensive. So selling it is actually a little bit harder than just mass producing it, selling it, things like that. Not to mention all the laws and legalities of food preparation. But yeah, we make beef jerky, normally 7 or 8 different flavors. We pride ourselves on not making the normal flavors. We really try to make something a little more eccentric, a little more different.
They're all custom. You guys created
and we
these
do
flavors.
Everything. Yeah. The marinades are 100% us. We know how to do it. So again, this week's going to be a little different because I have a lot of information.
Yep.
And my wife filled out the branding form, and I filled out the branding form. So it's going to be a nice amalgamation of both. And it was really funny that a lot of our answers kind of lined up.
Yeah.
I was like, good.
This is nice.
Brand
Though.
identity.
This is what it looks like when EO7 is doing a real consultation with the client. They're not just reading a form. They're talking face to face.
Right. So we're face to face, actually talking to the.
You are EO7 and you are the client.
Yeah,
so
it's going to be a fun little twist.
And we're missing Hilda. Sorry, we miss you.
So as a note, I did bring some jerky product today, and it's very rare to have this on hand because we custom make this per batch. We don't have any on hand. We don't have extra laying around. Every batch we do, we get pre-orders for, and then we make that meat and send it out to the people. But Nathan, kind of wanted to surprise you. You can open this and try it.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
awesome.
absolutely.
And this is so this is 7.
And this is absolutely our most popular flavor. This is our teriyaki.
7 Samurai. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my favorite of the ones that you gave me
Yeah.
for Christmas. So yeah.
It's
can I have one now?
You can have as much as you would like.
Fantastic.
So, and we also do experiment flavors like this last one we did Mutant 22, and Mutant 22 is a hybrid hot pepper that we accidentally grew in our garden, mixed with a lot of fruits and other vegetables and very little like normal jerky sauce. So, really quick, what do you think of the quality of the flavor? And I mean, be brutally honest, because that's the whole point of this show.
Mm-hmm. It's really good. It's really good. It's a teriyaki flavor. It's very flavorful. It's not too dry. I feel like this is not the way to broadcast. Chew beef jerky into a podcast microphone.
Oh yeah. ASMR, we are not.
I think that's a poor choice on our part. But in terms of my review, the jerky is really good.
Good.
Flavorful. And there's like there's pieces of what
we actually get grief for that.
What is that called? These herbs?
That's green onion.
Green onion. Okay.
We get in the beginning we got a lot of emails from people saying, why is all this green stuff on my jerky? And it's like, well, those are ingredients.
Yeah.
Those are real food.
Yeah, that's good. To me that's an addition. It's natural food. It's just, and I know part of how you seasoned it now.
Yeah.
And I can eat the green onions, right?
And
Like,
you anything we put in there you can eat besides the silica packet.
It's probably a good, addition.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. So let's jump into the branding of this. Let's jump into the social media and the marketing that we've already used. We have 10 minutes, so let's
Well, I took notes.
stay on brand. You did take notes. You were so diligent.
Took a bunch of notes.
Okay, let's dive in.
Shall I go over them?
Guide us through this, because since it's just you and me, and I'm kind of the customer here. This is a little weird. Yeah.
Okay, so Holy Hell Jerky is a fresh, natural, high-quality beef jerky. They use every part of the animal.
Well, we use every part of the meat that we get.
Not every.
Yeah.
You're not using like the eyeballs.
No,
and
we don't get that. We get the meat cut, and then we cut it. And then the thing to remember is when you're doing beef jerky, there should never be fat on beef jerky.
But you take the fat.
We take all the fat out. And then we don't just throw it away. We use it to cook with our own stuff. Like we make stir fry with it, and we cook things for ourselves. So we don't waste any of the meat.
Okay. You guys, your brand is, I would say, you wrote that your slogan is kind of the beef jerky with attitude. That's what you're looking for. So you have a dark humor. You want to make people laugh at your advertising. You want people to love your jerky, of course. Your goal is be seen as the best jerky on the market and create a follower base. So that's with this marketing campaign, that would be the targeted goal, is to create a follower base.
Yeah, I want to up the followers. I think just by showing the brand and showing what we do, I think the information that what we do differently than everyone else, I think that'll be the catalyst to get them to buy.
Yes.
But I need them to see it.
To differentiate from other brands.
Yes.
Yeah. And then let's see. No chemicals or preservatives, so it's just a natural brand, good, high quality jerky.
No preservatives, because the shelf life is not the greatest. I think we have it like 6 months. Some jerky can
still good. I'll eat it in a few days. So
that's good. No jerky has stayed in this house over a week, except for the stuff that we actually like tested.
Right.
Or the really hot stuff, which is something else we do. We pride ourselves on doing we have a lot of like normal flavors, or more normal flavors, and then we do like extreme hot.
Right.
People who like hot really kind of search out for hot, because most products that say they're hot really aren't.
Yes. And
every pepper we use, every hot pepper we use in every ingredient is grown in my garden. I don't reach out for any place else.
That's a very attractive component of the
all the
brand.
green onions, the garlic, it's all grown in my garden.
Okay. Avatar, 25 to 40-year-old male, high middle class income, because this is like a luxury brand. I put in quotes around that. It is. It's a more expensive beef jerky. How much are you guys selling per? So
right now we are not selling for profit at all. We are selling at cost. Okay. So including the bag and the sticker, including the jerky, the meat, the ingredients, and like the electricity, One of the things we are selling a bag for $22
Okay.
plus shipping.
And your plan with the business is your plan to get more attention, get more, say, followers and people interested, and then at a certain point you can produce more volume and maybe charge more or be able to profit.
The goal is to profit, because the goal is to make it a true side hustle, a true business. But we need the market share for that. Right. I will say we went to 2 like craft like conventions. Sorry, I want to make sure we're on time.
How much time we have left?
6 minutes.
Okay.
And what we would do is we'd cut up all the jerky flavors into like little, tiny little bite sizes. And anyone who tried it bought some. No one walked away going like, okay, it's okay.
Right.
It's literally that thing that makes people go, wow, this is really good. So they'll at least buy 1 bag.
Yeah.
Or they'll be like, oh, I'll buy this for my friend who loves jerky or loves heat or loves teriyaki. But if you are going into this online for $22 for 4 ounces of meat, I think a lot of people are turned off, because they're used to seeing jerky for $8 for 3.5 ounces, which is the normal bag. And if you knew how they made the jerky versus how we made the jerky.
So that's the big goal, is to differentiate.
It's to differentiate.
To make that point to the consumer. Just to go over the rest of the description of the avatar. So 25 to 40-year-old male, high middle class income, Midwestern or Texas type.
Yeah.
Before I want to ask about that, but first, quality over quantity.
Yes.
That's another reason. Dark humor, because you guys have a particularly fun
our marketing campaign that we have done is very, like, all the names are tongue-in-cheek, all the flavors are tongue-in-cheek, things like that. We have a flavor called Belmont's Curse, which harkens back to Castlevania, because there's tons of garlic in it. So
and then the last thing I wrote is, most jerky is shitty, people don't know it. That's what you put in your
that is literally what
you guys put that in your writing in, and I thought that was an important thing to note. That's another point of like how you differentiate from other brands.
Yeah, totally.
Is actually explain to consumers that most jerky you're getting is not really high quality.
Right.
When you try this one, you'll see the difference.
That's exactly what it is. And that's why when we go to the fairs, people, like, it opens people's eyes, and then the price doesn't matter. It's just like, I want this. This is good.
Yeah.
But how do we get more eyes on the target? But let's keep going. We have a time limit.
All right. Well, we're almost through the notes. Let's see. On socials, we ask about how you're doing on social media. You guys have basically nothing on YouTube. Is that correct?
No. Actually, YouTube is our base of operations for information.
Okay.
That's where we have commercials. That's where we have what the flavors are, the breakdowns of the flavors. That's where we have like how we make it. We have behind the scenes videos of making the flavors, but it's definitely not a draw. I think we only have like 140 followers.
So it's a low amount of like
very
eyeballs
low
on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Instagram, you said Instagram was doing okay. I think when I looked at your Instagram, I was seeing,
I'm jumping on it now,
maybe 6 to 12 likes per post, maybe 20 likes.
188 followers. Literally, I've never pushed it on Instagram. I've never tried to do marketing on Instagram. It's basically just, here's behind the scenes of the process.
Yes, right. Okay. And then Facebook, you said it was decent.
Yeah.
On Facebook, you guys are posting not infographics, but graphics of the flavors that you have, and maybe letting people know when it's available.
Yeah. So like I said, we do pre-orders only. So that's where we announce it, and that's where we get most of our draw. Mostly because the people who buy from us usually know us in some capacity. So being on Facebook is a very easy way to be like, hey, everyone who knows me, we're making jerky again. And then we say, like, email us here, we'll send you the bill, how to do it. Facebook is definitely our modus operandi for sales.
Now, we have a little more time, I think. I guess I'll go over one more thing. On Instagram, you guys are mostly posting behind the scenes how the jerky is made.
Yes.
Not like necessarily advertisements.
Correct.
So to speak. And then we already went over what's on your Facebook and what's on your YouTube. YouTube is more advertising and commercials. I had one more question. Your people on Facebook, when you post information there, have you cultivated relationships with people based off of the jerky, where people find out about the jerky and then they follow you on Facebook, and those are your repeat customers? Like,
yes.
You just jerky relationships, not like other
Yeah,
business?
I would say probably half the people who do orders are friends,
Mm-hmm.
and then half the people are either someone found us. Like when we used to go to Gen Con every year, which is a gaming convention. One of our jerky flavors is named after that convention. But one year we went out and just handed off half-ounce bags to everyone we saw. We handed out like 300 bags,
Yeah.
and people went ape shit for it. So like we got tons of orders on the next one, and then it just kind of petered out because no one wants to stick around for half a year or a year before the next order happens.
Okay, and maybe
So
people lose
interest or they forget about it.
Did you
or
also
whatever else.
change the frequency with which you did things like that, like give out free jerky? Like, did you
Yeah,
were there any changes in that?
I never did that again. I did it at one convention, and then I did it at a couple like farmers market kind of settings.
Right.
I've never done a farmers market. I've done like
seems
craft
like a
fairs.
great place because I know in Chicago there's some great farmers markets. I spend time at Maxwell Street Market.
I want to very badly.
Great spot.
The problem is you need to be FDA certified if you are selling food.
Right. Okay.
When we are not FDA certified, because you need to do it in a controlled kitchen, controlled environment, all these other things, which we do it in our kitchen, and we are very upfront about that. We take every necessary cleanliness. Thanks, Kat. Every aspect to keep it clean and secure, but we are not FDA.
Okay, we only have a minute left,
Yep.
but I'm just curious.
Rock it. Do it.
Are you guys looking to make at some point?
Yes.
Let's say you get more customers, you make an
100%.
investment where you
100%.
can get FDA certified.
Yes.
Would you like find a place like to have like a
Already have.
kitchen in?
Already have.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay,
it's
so
downtown Elgin. Already found a partnership. I just need the money.
okay, so that's really why we're doing
Bingo.
this, is to get more followers,
Get more
interest.
followers, get
Yeah.
more interest. So when we do an order, we can make a massive amount,
Yeah.
and then start to build that toward the actual foundation of a real business.
Awesome. Okay, well, we got 30 seconds. I think
Is there anything else? Any last minute?
I want to eat another piece of jerky.
Eat another
No,
piece of
No, I'm not
jerky.
going to though. I'm not going to do that to the
Okay.
audience. I'm going to have my coffee.
Fair enough. Or like I can talk for some elongated time, and you can have a bite.
It's okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop.
after.
I feel like I'm advertising a little bit, and that's definitely not what I want to do.
That said, buy his jerky because it's really good.
Let's add 15 minutes to the clock, and let's jump into photo content.
Okay.
Now, since Hilda isn't here, I am going to lean on you a little bit, but like normal, we're just going to bounce ideas back and forth and see what goes well. So,
Sure.
How do you feel Holy Hell Jerky would best advertise or market to get more people interested?
This is the kind of brand that you really want to play up the fun, cool aspect of, and also the fact that it is made with incredibly, it's very natural, down to earth, minimally processed flavors. So this is for people who want high quality stuff. Maybe it's a fun product to buy. Maybe it's a gift that you want to give somebody. Also, though, let's think about the avatar is 25 to 40-year-old male. So
I said male originally.
Mm-hmm.
The irony is most of our customers are female.
So why did you pick male as your avatar?
Well, I think it's because I'm a male, and the edginess humor factor that I was going for, I think, attracts more of a male demographic than most females.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that said, though, I think definitely playing into the humor is a great draw, because I think about the brand Liquid Death.
Yeah.
Liquid Death.
I love it.
A big component of what they do is actually kind of two of the same things that you're doing. It's like high quality product display. Like the can has like really intricate
It looks like
stuff
beer
on it.
It's beautiful.
And the box, I saw a video of like the box of Liquid Death.
Yeah.
They do like interesting, like they put a lot of art on it.
Oh, yeah,
And
they're gorgeous.
I forget how I saw something where it was like a cool way to, like, there's a hole in the box where you can see the something, like they put a extra effort into the way it's packaged.
And before they started selling it in the stores, you had to sign a waiver online for selling your soul.
Okay, that's super cool. That's exactly the type of, I think, attitude that is behind this product too.
Agreed.
It's a little bit more expensive, and it's less convenient to drink out of an aluminum can if you want some water and you're out working.
but actually, way better for the environment.
And that's what I was going to say. People are willing to do that because of the environmental effects, and it's cool. And so I would say that that's a little bit of what you're going for. It's better health wise. It's better to support a small business who's working, like,
Absolutely.
actually actually putting their heart and soul into it. The amount of effort that you put into you I don't know if we mentioned this, but you draw the some of the things on the front of the bag.
I do all the art regardless of how it's done. I
you
do
make
the art.
all of the art. Okay, including this thing?
Yeah, this is our first AI generated thing.
Oh, okay.
But I did spend about 4 hours like honing this down to where it was at. So.
And you've also drawn some really cool characters.
Yep.
I remember seeing a few of those. So that my initial idea was do a series of photos that capitalize on these like cool drawings you do.
Okay.
Where we might want to create some very staged images and do some compositing where we'll take a shot of a person and then impose your drawings into the shot in a way that's kind of funny or clever. So
like Roger Rabbit?
I was like Roger Rabbit. So I was thinking like you have still image of a person with two of your characters, like one on each shoulder or something, and they're talking to him, like they're going like, "I'll try the teriyaki next" or something. Like they're communicating with him, and I don't know.
Yeah, I like
maybe
that.
Maybe you come with like a funny slogan, like so good it'll make you see things, or that's a little bit too.
Right,
you want something
right,
edgy or something like
you want something a
just
little edgier
humorous
because you want people to go, did they just say that? This is they're trying to sell me something, right?
Right, and so maybe doing some compositing things like that.
That's fun. I like that.
So they'd be like staged, well lit shots, product shots, but maybe including the person from the demographic you're looking for, and maybe people of other demographics. But I know since you're targeting 25 to 40-year-old male, and that was the main idea I had, just doing something fun with compositing of your illustrations. The other thing is, because you guys are growing your peppers at home, you could also have just a shot of just the pepper garden with the characters.
Oh, that's fun.
Sitting on the stalk of peppers or something like that. And so a few things like that.
So almost taking the flavor art characters and making them almost like
mascots for the brand.
Mascots for the brand.
Yes, treating them more like actual like characters for the brand. Yeah.
I mean, there is a reason the 80s and 90s had literal characters on the front of album covers. Megadeth had Vic, Iron Maiden had Eddie, and literally they're on every cover because then you have a mascot that you have an identification.
It gives you some more like recognition for your brand, and you're also getting like real images of people enjoying the jerky. And I do like the idea of actually showing the garden, because you can also indicate to people like, this is our garden in our backyard where we grow the peppers. So that's that like the attraction of a home business that has high quality
and
products.
Organic feeling rather than something that's mass produced.
Right.
Okay. I think that's a lot of fun. I think we need to add a little more edginess to it, just because like the idea that I'm getting from all the information, and I'm trying to think outside of a business owner and more the lines of a marketer, is how do we get people while they're going through Instagram to go, what was that last image? Like, what if we did, like, I like the more PG elements that you're talking about, but what if we did like a hand of one of the characters like ripping back someone who's like in the shower, and we see someone like covering themselves and screaming, and then like the next carousel image over is like handing them a bag of jerky, and they're like, "This is awesome," and they're like they forget that they're naked in front of a stranger.
You're thinking like Psycho, but with a happy ending.
But with a happy ending.
Yeah, right.
I mean, also like we deal with or Holy Hell deals with a lot of heat. Like there's heat flavors, and people who like heat will go way out of their way to find things that are hot. You know, that's why there's a pepper challenge every year. That's why everyone's clamoring to get the hottest thing, like
the extreme
stuff. So I think maybe some kind of photos that emphasize the heat factor as being real heat, and here's the issue: heat for heat's sake sucks. heat with good flavor, that's worth it. I will go through that heat to get that good flavor. You know, like we were talking earlier about Buffalo Wild Wings, just heat for heat's sake. It's like, well, I'm not enjoying this. This isn't fun. But every jerky that we've made extremely hot tastes really good. So I think, how do we push that in an image, in like several, like an image campaign of having that kind of heat, but it's good heat?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how much you want to scare people, because maybe you want to show somebody who's like on the floor or something, you know, from the with red faced and you know, and well, you also, in your form you said that you guys actually send out waivers with some of the products.
We have one flavor that is obscenely hot, and actually one of our customers named it. It's face blank by a dragon. And it is demonically hot, but man, does it taste amazing on the back end. And we have a little waiver. It's a fake thing. It's just marketing, but it's like, you know, you promise to not sue us. You promise to sell your soul, blah, blah, blah. And it's really corny. And we do it with like burnt tea paper to make it look more like it's like old parchment. But we also say in there that we give you a latex glove because you shouldn't touch this stuff to your skin. Put it in your mouth, but don't touch it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I think when we've sold it in person before and people see the glove, they're like, "Oh, you're serious," and like that pushes people over the edge. So we have taste test people who have tasted it on camera, and that's what we put on YouTube, stuff like that. So, which I'll get into in the video because I have a idea for that, but.
Yeah, so you want to how do we
that?
communicate the heat and the extremity of it?
But the heat has to be good heat. It can't be like,
yes, not just pain.
My butthole's on fire,
yeah,
because that's the fear.
That's what
of
a lot of those things go for.
Yes.
Like there's like the hot sauce, you know, that's
Right.
like colon cleaner. It's like kind of gross but you know, funny.
Exactly. It
raunchy,
is
whatever.
funny, but I'm never going to put it on anything. It's going
Yeah.
to sit in my cupboard until someone comes over and makes a joke about it.
Right. Well, yeah, you want something like a slogan that might say like extreme heat tastes good, you know, something like that.
Great slogan.
It's a terrible slogan.
Let's
but
work
the
that out.
spirit of that.
Yeah,
I'd
right.
I'd love to hear your.
No, I mean, off the top of my
version.
head, dude, I've been doing this for like 10 years. I haven't come up with a good enough slogan yet.
As far as images,
Yeah.
I think mostly though you want something like highly staged, and I think do you want to show a lot of people? Do you want to show the customer, or do you want to just, you know, do shots of the pepper itself and like, you know, close up of
Pepper's gorgeous.
of what they look
Yeah.
like, and I don't know, that's not.
But the problem
really
with that is
exciting.
a lot of other companies are doing that.
Yeah.
They're showing you like the pepper. Like look at Wendy's with their ghost pepper fries, which, by the way, not hot at all. Seriously, like even if you're not into heat, it is not hot. They dialed it back way too much. And that kicked them in the ass. People who like heat ate that and was like, this sucks. This isn't good. So their advertising was like, this pepper. I'm like, yeah, I mean, it looks kind of cool, but what does it really say? I want to see people enjoying it. Like I think the major thing about this brand is that people enjoy it way more when they actually eat it. You know, it's not jerky. It's like a ritual twice a year. You know, we sell it for Father's Day and we sell it for Thanksgiving. And the people who buy always are return customers. Like we'll get new ones here and there. But the people who return, I mean, we always have like the core group of like 40 or 50 people who order every time. And usually around Christmas they buy extra, so they buy it for their family. So that's kind of the. But anyway,
maybe a
that's
photo of like people fighting over the last bag.
Oh, I like
or
that.
something like that.
That's nice. I like the idea of highly staged narrative.
If it's you sell it on Thanksgiving?
For Thanksgiving, yeah.
Okay, it's a Thanksgiving dinner. The whole family's fighting over the last bag.
Because everyone fights at Thanksgiving.
There's kids. There's adults.
I like that.
And everybody they're like fighting, and maybe the kids like the one like kids like strangling an adult or something.
Yes.
Like that. Like,
oh, I love
something
it.
Funny.
The
like
dog's
that.
like grabbing onto the ankle and
dog
pulling him
gets in.
away.
Yes. Yeah. So
Everyone's
that's like
a
a
little flushed.
highly. We'd have to stage it, but we'd
course.
also like. It's almost like we're asking them to really get in on an action, perform
Yeah,
an action,
right,
and we're just
right.
getting a still of that. And so you'd want like a wide shot. With a lot of things going on.
A lot of action.
Like a Last Supper of people fighting over. I wouldn't want
And the turkey untouched.
Right, the turkey untouched. Yeah,
Like the mashed potatoes untouched.
Yes, I know people like to take the Last Supper and like bastardize it with
Yeah,
like
right,
satanic stuff,
right.
which is like okay, whatever. I think that's a little kitschy or whatever,
I agree.
gimmicky. But this, we don't go full Last Supper, but we go a whole family dinner, Thanksgiving, people fighting over the jerky. That seems kind of fun.
What if you did a whole campaign about that from different types of art? So you have the Last Supper, you have Norman Rockwell, where like the family's sitting down at the table that everyone knows. Grandma's bringing out the turkey and no one cares. They're all like scarfing jerky. But you can keep going down that avenue, and then with that, then you can play on like old 50s and 60s TV commercials that had like the mom, with the serving her, white suburban family. And then, just like people jumping through the window trying to get at this jerky.
Yeah.
Or like, the zombies come in, but they're not interested in the people. They're just interested in the jerky.
That's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah. Then you can add edge to it and you can do other
that might be good
things.
for video though. Like maybe we would do the video on that.
I have ideas.
You have plenty of ideas, I know.
How are we on
Did we
time?
go over time?
I don't think so. Oh, no, 44 seconds.
Oh, hell yeah.
So highly staged, glossy, kind of like polished,
like super
look.
well lit.
Super
Yeah,
well lit,
like people know.
dynamic. Okay.
Done like long dinner table, like comically long, but and
Citizen
and
Kane
you see
long.
and you see like a big turkey and a full spread, and people are fighting over a bag
A bag of jerky.
the bag because it's
The bag.
limited
Yeah,
stock.
that's true. So you're saying a lot of different things in that one sentence.
Yes,
That's really clever.
That
'Cause
might
I was thinking of multiple bags.
that
but
might
one
stop
bag.
people while they're scrolling because again, your interest is getting just followers. So
Just followers.
Maybe if you have really high quality images, people might find that interesting, enjoyable, and we're out of time right now.
That was
Fantastic.
amazing. Oh, you nailed it. All right, so let's dive into video.
Yeah.
And I'm going to lean on you for this because I don't want to take the whole brunt of this because I've had time to think about this for years. So I'm going to go over the ideas that I've had, and then I want to hear yours. All right.
Okay.
I want to do a taste test challenge, like a 1990s TV style taste test challenge. Like, is it Coke or Pepsi? But I want to do it like, the two different jerkies, and if you answer wrong, the person slaps them. It's like try again. I want that like kind of like wait, what just happened? Did they just do that?
Is this a commercial or did I just get kidnapped? Are we shooting an ad right now, or because you really just slapped me?
So like part of me wants to do it like with my friends because they would think it was funny.
Yeah.
Like if they got hit. And the other part of me is like I want to do it staged. I want to do it so it's very gimmicky and things like that. But in all honesty, I really want to do a real taste test because like if you can taste the difference, and then have a staged person come in and be like, oh, this tastes like Jack. Shut your mouth. And it's like food just like flies out. And everyone around them is like, they're not in on the joke.
Yeah.
They're like, what the hell just happened?
And then we cut to another camera and we see the film set. And
Yeah.
then
Oh,
all
like a
kinds of shit
full
goes on.
production film set. Like way bigger than the stuff we have.
Yeah, and you go, what the fuck was that? No.
Yes.
That's not it.
Oh, I love that. I love that where it's like, like
the director has a meltdown.
You're breaking the fourth wall.
That's the commercial's director has a meltdown when the shoot doesn't go well or something.
Oh, I like that.
I'm just interjecting.
And then never bring up the jerky again.
Yeah.
Like very like Tim and Eric or Mr. Show kind of style.
Like when Tom Cruise did that rant during COVID. Did you see that?
The COVID? No.
Tom Cruise did a rant on a film set that went viral. Like he was like complaining about and yelling at everybody. It became viral.
I heard about it. I never saw it. I don't have time for that.
No, it's
I don't
hard
have
for me to
time for
watch
fucking-
that type of stuff too.
Just like the Christian Bale thing when he went off on the
On
guy.
Terminator?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, calm down. Okay, so video. I like to do that. I'd like to make 30-second versions of popular horror genres. Like I want the slasher, where like the girl is running away in summer camp, and then the Jason Voorhees clone. You know, you can't do Jason Voorhees,
right.
but he's like stalking her, and she gets into a tent. And then she's like all scared, and she's like fumbling, trying to find like a weapon or something. And then the tent flap rips back, and he cocks up the machete. And then she's like holds up a thing, and he's like, "What's that?" And then it cuts to them sitting beside a campfire, just sharing some jerky together, and her like looking like really timid about it.
Right.
And then it cuts.
That's good.
It's like it's commercial enough. But I like that little edge at the end where it's like, this isn't going to go well when the bag's
It's
gone.
still like sinister.
It's
but
still sinister.
yeah.
I still want that unease.
Yes.
Or then you could do the zombie thing, you know, where zombies, you know, corner someone in a gas station and they're trying to get in, and they finally break in, and everyone's like they're hugging their family, like, I love you so much, and they just walk right by them to the rack of jerky, and they're just like shoveling it in their mouths.
Or we could do it where one of the people in the family has a bag of holy hell,
Yeah,
and he's clutching it like while the zombies are coming in, and then they walk right up to him and just grab it out of his hand, and then they go eat it in the corner. So they get right up to the moment of the suspense if they're gonna attack us, but they just.
So do you know what a bumper is?
No.
So a bumper is like after like it cuts, like that's the gag, right? Like he pulls it away, and he's like, what? You know,
Right.
and then it'll cut to this. It's like, holy hell jerky, you know, shove my meat in your mouth. And a bumper is the little tag at the end where it's just like a little extra joke. So then you see, like, you know, the guy runs up to the zombies, like, no, that's the last bag.
Right.
Like he's not worried about his safety at that point.
Right.
He's worried about eating the food.
That's funny.
We talked about the psycho photo. You know, we could do that in a video.
Yes.
But these are all gimmicks. They're all very safe. How do we add edge to this? Again, I like going that Tim and Eric. I like going that Mr. Show route, where it's like, here's the joke, here's the uncomfortableness, and it's going to be funny because it's uncomfortable. I think by adding that extra, that's where you get people to go, wait, hold on, what did I just watch? Let me watch it again. Let me share this with someone else. Like, even if they don't know about the brand, even if they don't know about the jerky or anything like that, even if they're not into it, they'll share it.
You're going for a shock value.
I'm going for that quick shock of understanding. Dollar Shave Club is one of my favorite commercials I've ever seen. Have you ever seen it?
I'm sure I have, but just maybe describe it.
So it starts with the guy sitting at a table, and he's like, "Are our blades good? No, they're effing great." And he says, you know, effing, they bleep him out. And then he stands up and he just walks out, and he just walks through a warehouse doing these little gimmick gags and talking about how great his razors are. I don't shave. You know, I buzz my head and I trim my beard, but I don't shave. So razors don't mean anything to me. But I have shared that video more times than I can count because it is memorable. It's funny. It is well made. And it's made really affordably. It's one camera, minimal lighting. It's easy. It just takes that character moment out of how we're being sold to normally. And how do we kind of make this a little more... What did that guy just say? Did he just say his blades are effing great?
Right.
I'll listen to you.
Well, so then how do we like channel that? Maybe you do something that compares your brand to the other brands that you're not competing with.
Which is what we do anyway.
You are competing with, I mean.
Yeah.
That use preservatives.
Yeah,
They use
yeah.
cheaper techniques. Their
I like
stuff
that.
is just not necessarily natural. So yeah, I don't know how you play with that, but you want to use some kind of spin on.
You want to compare without pissing off. Like when Coke and Pepsi did that fun little rivalry for like a decade.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's better than Coke. You know, you've had other brands do that, but the issue is we are living in a litigious age.
Yeah, right.
And if you
Yeah.
flat out say, hey, Oberto's is garbage or Jack Link's is garbage compared to ours, that's slander. And that could like open
what
up a.
if, because you want it to be general, and you also don't want to be like necessarily nasty, right? Because that
Right,
just doesn't
right.
look good, right?
It makes us
To
look. It
smear
may
a-
make the brand look like a jerk.
But what you could do is
Or a bully.
if you go over the top, maybe you go like somebody has like a generic bag of beef jerky,
Okay.
and he comes into a room and he's eating it, and the person goes, "Hey, like where'd you get that?" And then it shows like the story of where you've got like an abandoned warehouse or something, or like you show like the origins of this jerky, like some generic one is just like some crazy, like
Dusty, stale,
yeah.
gross kind of environment.
Something gross, like outside of the liposuction clinic or something really gross. I'm thinking about Fight Club.
That's what I was thinking.
Fight
too.
Club is in my
That's
head.
amazing.
Something where it's like actually like kind of maybe really disturbing.
Yeah.
But it's also like you're going so over the top.
You're going
And
so
then
over the
you
top,
go-
it becomes funny again.
And then
yeah.
the person goes, "No, don't. That's bullshit. Eat this stuff. Holy hell, it's
Well,
we
where'd you
know
get-
where it comes
Where'd
from."
you get this from? And he just opens a door, and it's a fucking. It's sorry for the swearing. It's a garden. It's just like tons of vegetables everywhere, and a cow sitting on a lawn chair. Like, sup?
Yes, and I'm thinking about I'm actually thinking about Eraserhead when I think about like
Okay.
where the generic jerky comes from.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
like convoluted process that's like gross.
Yeah.
and like it would never really happen.
Right,
with having
right.
Jerky,
Way
but-
over the top.
But like like a head gets put into a machine and then things
Yep.
turn it and it turns into something else. Something to really
I've
go
seen
over the top.
Eraserhead.
So
For those of out there,
see
watch
Go
Eraserhead.
see Eraserhead.
David
Yeah,
Lynch.
Absolutely.
I love that. I think it should all be like super washed out colors too,
Yeah.
until you see the garden, and then it's hyper saturated. Like almost like, oh god, that's a lot of green.
Right.
Again, that's a lot of green. Like if you can turn someone's wording, like if you can turn someone's complaint about something into how they should think about the product, because literally, here's jerky.
Right.
That's too much green. There's literally green
What?
in here
Right.
because it's natural.
Yes.
That is green onions. There's too much green. Cool. You don't need to buy our jerky then.
Yeah, it's actually real food.
It's actually real food, which is the irony that you and I always talk about too,
Yes.
about my diet.
We talk about natural foods and my advocacy for them. Well, this is the perfect.
This is the perfect
product for
example.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I like that. That's my idea or my
Okay.
addition to the.
So I really like that. I would also love to play on like, I'm a big B movie fan, and I'm a big nerd in general, and every one of our flavors is named after something kind of nerdy. Like my favorite film of all time is Seven Samurai, so I named the teriyaki the Seventh Samurai. Because it's teriyaki is Japanese, Seven Samurai. Yeah, you get it. But I have other flavors like Belmont's Curse, which is sriracha, blue agave, chili garlic, lots of garlic, and Thai chili peppers. And we named it Belmont's Curse because we use a lot of garlic in it. And what hates garlic? Vampires. Well, what's my favorite vampire thing? Castlevania, the Nintendo game. So like everything has that kind of origin of nerdery in it. So I think that's kind of our audience too, is by speaking to the nerd crowd. How do we, like, without going like super on the nose, like having the Seven Samurai stand on a hill and eat jerky? I think that's too lame.
Right.
I would want to like push it over the edge, like two samurai, like beautifully lit, like in silhouette.
Yeah, like the Kill Bill shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just stand there really quiet, just wind blowing the grass. And then they run. Whoosh. They just stand there because you don't know who's dead. You don't know who got hit.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to, and both the samurai kind of look over their shoulders, and there's just this kid
He's
just eating, or like a really old guy, just like,
yeah.
and just watching like in awe and like,
Yeah.
and then it cuts back, and like you see like this old guy is in a movie theater watching the movie, and the samurai are like, "Excuse me, this is our scene." but you need something to go over the top again. Like how do you go over the top? How do
you want to
keep
cut
pushing
from
it?
a serious movie to a comedy to a guy watching the comedy,
right,
to something else,
something like Godzilla. I want to go like over the top to the next thing where it's like the ending doesn't make sense.
Is this like supposing you have like infinite budget where we can do all kinds of
that's
shit?
kind of the goal of the whole show, right?
Right. No, I know. We're having fun with it.
We're pitching ideas of what could work, and I didn't put a budget in the notes, so.
Do we ask for that? Do we ask for
No, but I think that's a fantastic idea. Is like,
Yeah.
do you want to shoot for the moon? Do you want to like, stay within a budget, or do you like, I don't really have a budget. What can I do?
Right.
That's not a bad idea.
Okay.
So we'll do that in the future. So yeah,
I like it. Taking it over the top.
I like the taking it over the top idea. I think that would sell well, not only for the brand itself, but for the people who enjoy it.
I think over the top is the every component of this is that's
everything's
the
over the top.
guiding principle.
Holy hell! It's the
this.
dichotomy of two
Yeah.
different things. Let's go over the top and the extent of all of them. But now I have to make a jerky called Over the Top, and it's about a truck driver who turns his hat backwards when he wants to be tasty and arm wrestle. Oh my God, you're so young.
I'm 21. What?
Sylvester Stallone movie from the 80s called Over the Top.
Oh.
Wow.
Not good.
That
like
I literally
was
just told you the entire plot.
feet above my head. That flew over my head.
All right, we are a little ahead of time, but I think the campaign videos ideas are really solid and some variety. So let's go into how to market these. Let's go into the marketing. How would we market these photos and this videos?
Okay, well, let's see. You guys said that you would like help with YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Google Business. Is that right?
So Google Business, I think, is one of the things that a lot of people forget about. Google Business is probably one of the most important social medias there is, because it is a place where you post images and reviews. And we are living in an augmentator society, which means reviews are king. Reviews are more important than anything else. So if you have the reviews on a platform that literally everyone uses, whether they're looking for something specific or not, Google, and then you have photos. So if people look for jerky, high reviews, near me or local, whatever, if you look at like independent jerky companies, and there's a lot of photos and a lot of good reviews, chances are you're probably going to click on it. So that's fantastic, but I think that got put in there for the reason of Google is important, and I think most people just don't think about it.
It's not something that our campaign might help with, right? Because it's based on like reviews and things of that nature.
Correct. So I don't think that's probably the best for the campaign we started creating with the photos and the video.
Okay, well, to recap though, YouTube is currently the place where you guys are putting advertisements.
Yeah, it is pretty much the hub of the better content that we have.
Facebook is currently the spot where you guys are getting the most engagement. You have the most relationships with repeat customers.
Correct.
So, well, that's the kind of place where you don't necessarily need to cultivate as many eyeballs. If it's Facebook, people that are seeing your posts are going, we're going to go buy stuff.
Right.
If you want to draw people in, maybe you want to go more into YouTube.
I think so. And
Instagram.
And Instagram.
TikTok, I think, is a good move too. I think things can go viral on TikTok.
Yes. Very
easily.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I think the algorithm is better or something.
The algorithm is actually designed for virality. Mm-hmm. It's the longer people stay on a certain video, the more it tells the algorithm, hey, this is interesting. We should shove this in front of more people's faces. Mm-hmm. And then it just branches and branches and branches and branches. It is a wildly innovative algorithm that I think
it's also like got the most users, right? Of like it's one of the most used apps ever. It might be higher than Instagram.
Unless that
maybe that's misinformation.
Unless that's changed recently, but it is definitely the demographic of teens and Generation Z. Is that
Gen Z? Yeah, that's me. Very early 20s.
Okay. Oh, yeah, right.
So,
okay.
Well, your target avatar is 25 to 40.
Right.
So it's a little bit older.
The issue is a 20-year-old's not going to buy a roughly $25 bag of jerky. You don't have the expendable income.
Yep.
So that's why we're aiming at the higher people. the higher age, because I mean, some of the references are, people of my generation, and you can afford to drop money on something that's quality versus quantity.
And the type of advertisements that we were talking about for the video portion are more like, it's like a short film.
Yeah,
So
basically.
the better medium for that would be YouTube.
I
mean,
think-
you could
I think
put
so
a
too.
version on Instagram in the form of either a
Right.
reel or a horizontal video that goes up as a post, and you can create a vertical version for TikTok. But YouTube would be probably the best place for that to live, because that's in its like intended form, as if you're going to treat it like a fun like short film that advertises.
That's actually a
product.
really good point. I think by treating it like a short film, I think you'll get more eyes on it because of that.
It might be the type of audience you're looking for too would
Yeah.
appreciate that more.
I think so,
'cause
too.
if it's nerdy people, as
Right.
you said,
Yeah.
and it's people.
That's not a
25 to
slander,
40.
by the way. Nerd is-
Yes, of course. That might be the type of thing, and because you're adding a lot, you're providing a lot of value. You're not. It's not just an advertisement,
Right.
and you alluded to other advertisements that you would like to emulate. They are genuinely entertaining.
They're genuinely entertaining.
So you're creating something that could go viral if it's received well, because it's actually fun and cool.
and that's
so
the point. Yeah.
even if not everyone who sees it buys it, it's getting shared more. So I would definitely say those video advertisements would be best on YouTube.
So what about I agree with you wholeheartedly, because I'm always going to side with YouTube, because YouTube has the longer longevity.
Yeah.
People who aren't searching for jerky this week, and if I post all my content this week on TikTok, no one's ever going to find it.
Especially because you only drop it twice a year.
And
twice a year.
that's it.
That's why you want the longevity.
It's not something that you can get all the time. And TikTok and Instagram is really good for, hey, shoot this out every day, get this out every day, because I'm taking customers every day. But when we're literally only selling this twice a year, maybe 3 in the future, you don't have that longevity of going viral once a year or twice a year. You need that constant flow of content.
Yes.
And you see what hits then. But YouTube is the library. YouTube is where you go to find things. So yeah, I think YouTube is definitely the greatest proponent of that. But I love the idea of making little cut downs for Instagram, for TikTok, things like that. I mean, absolutely. I don't think
15
Twitter's
to
worth
30,
it at all.
maybe 30-second.
Oh yeah,
version.
short, super
Yeah.
short.
Twitter, I don't think so. Although people are starting to post more media to Twitter.
Are they?
So yeah.
Okay.
Well, certain broadcasters are.
Okay, yeah.
You can watch movies on Twitter now, which is crazy.
When did that happen?
Recently.
You're kidding. I didn't hear about that. That's
you
bizarre.
I don't know what the barrier is to put a film up on Twitter, but it's been done.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. Yeah.
By the way, Instagram just changed their algorithm. They're no longer focusing on video. They're going back to photo.
What?
It happened 2 weeks ago. The CEO or the head of Instagram came out and said, "Hey, Reels are great. We need to focus on photos." So
Wow.
yeah.
What I was reading recently, I don't want to get lost in the weeds because I could talk about this, but I thought that they were really pushing Reels because it's a competitor to TikTok.
It
and a lot
is.
of people see it as analogous to TikTok. Like people polled where they said that they use it just the same as they would TikTok,
Yep.
just as often. So that's weird that maybe they're trying to differentiate more.
Maybe they're trying to differentiate.
TikTok's
That's
still
what I
beating
think.
them out, so they're just
Well, and then YouTube is doing pretty good too with their shorts.
yes.
And YouTube is paying their people to make shorts. Instagram's not doing a thing.
Yeah.
So if they're not getting the market of the people creating for them, you should just go back to what you're really good at. Right. It's an image platform.
Well, that's
sorry.
good
It is
for me
not
as
designed for video.
That's good for me as a photographer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
it
yeah,
is.
we know that as in our live streaming experience on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah. The first couple episodes were Vertical, gross. Anyway, so how would you market this on Instagram? What like besides just posting, what would be the avenue? Like, how would you market
Instagram might be good if you guys are going to do more farmers markets or festivals.
Okay,
conventions.
so more like
I would highly recommend that you guys do that. By the way, like do that as consistently as possible.
Agreed.
I'm sure you know that, but in that case, then you would go on Facebook and Instagram, let people know you're going to be there, let people know you're going to give out free samples maybe, because based on what that anecdote, that's a great way to build customer relationships. And since this is the beginning of what you plan to build into a larger business, direct relationships where you know the customer, your friends on Facebook, that's where you're starting, and that's a great way to build it. So definitely use Instagram and Facebook to interface with your current customers and notify people when you're going to be giving out free stuff.
Okay.
And so I guess you probably want to target people who are local or within the Chicagoland area, because if that's where you're going to these conventions and things. So that would be the best way to target people if you're using Instagram and Facebook.
So I'm going to add to that. I would say Facebook is really good for sharing to other people, like other people can share to other people. But I think in Instagram, one of the things that really has going for it, not as a total platform, but at least for this brand, is you show the human side of things, and you show the behind the scenes. You show how this is actually done. Like you were saying, like take photos of the garden, take photos of the process of things. And I think that's where Instagram, I think, would shine more, because then you're showing like, hey, this isn't a multi-conglomerate warehouse somewhere where things are being stored. It's literally someone's kitchen, and it feels more like, oh, if I get to watch this, I get to be friends with them, you know? And if you're friends with them, then you feel like you're part of the cool clique.
The images that I suggested, I think my main suggestion was creating composite of your art and like a real scene, like your pepper garden or a person enjoying the beef jerky. Those might be strengthened by information in the image that says we're going to be here on this day, like it's a poster or something.
Yeah, right.
It's a flyer. Advertised. I think that's because the thing that's worked for you so far is doing the market, giving out stuff for free. So pushing that and pushing the direct communication and marketing with people is probably the way to go. So that's I would probably, the images that we would shoot, the stills, would maybe be strengthened by actually being used to point people towards going to this place where you're going to be market.
Okay. Now on top of that, since the brand only sells a couple times a year, I would say to offset the, hey, this is where we're going to be, or, come visit us or something like that. I think the brand should push for user content. Like, for instance, people trying it on camera, their video reactions on in Instagram.
Those would do great on Instagram.
Yeah. Then it's almost like an ice bucket challenge at that point. Like, can you chew the hot stuff? Can you eat a whole bag in one sitting? Kind of like that.
Yeah.
So that's one thing, but forcing them to also maybe like reenact things, like make your own terrible B movie with our jerky. And then, maybe we do a contest with that. Like, you post it, send it to us. We'll post it if it's good or not.
Yes, right.
Because that's the whole point of organic.
If you do it,
we don't care if it sucks. The idea is, hey, someone did this with us. We're a family. We're a team. We're all part of this earth together.
It's very strong for community building.
Yeah,
and creating a follower
so
base. Absolutely. So making it as fun as possible, making it so people can participate throughout the year instead of just when you
not just when we're selling.
Although if they're going to make something with your product, they
should probably have it.
So, but as you build the customer base, you might increase the amount of volume you produce and the frequency.
I mean, that's the goal. The goal is to not have this as a batch.
Yes.
But do it in low print run, roll print run. I'm talking about like books and stuff, like low orders. You know, it's not everywhere. You can't find it in gas stations everywhere. We actually had this at a bar. It was available at a bar for a little while.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah, and it was well received, and people, you know, got on us about it. But it's like, you know, we can't just have it sitting around. You know, that's the part about organic food. It's not going to last as long.
Right.
So we still have to keep it in low numbers. So I think let's say for grins and giggles, we did a batch per month, which is optimistic, but great. Okay, we did a batch per month, and then people could order, and then for the 2 weeks, you get high advertising, high marketing of order now. This is what you should get. These are the flavors. And then 2 weeks of user content. And then 2 weeks of marketing, advertising. Then 2 weeks of user content. So then it's like a constant flood and a constant give and take then too. Because then people will also, when things are limited, they tend to check back more often. So if they check back during the user time, they're like, oh, I want to see what people made this week, you know, and then I'll wait till next month. I want to see what people made this week. And then if we got enough people entering, then we could do like, okay, the top 3 get shown on this Friday before we announce. Like we'll announce Saturday morning, but Friday, these go live.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like hyping it up again.
It's like a film contest.
It's like a film festival at that point, where at the end, like, or right, really, I would love to show them like live stream all 3, and then at the end, here's the order information. Here's the link. Go order.
So that's really strong community building. Yeah, that's
community
really
building.
good. And the fact that another part of the campaign would be to create our own short films would like strengthen.
You would
that.
have to.
Like, yeah, that's the first. That's how you start it. And
Right.
then you try to build it into a community.
And then the people who outmake our videos, then will hire you.
It's also a
There's an
great
extra
way
little-
to
to suss people out.
get more employees.
That's it. Holy
Wow.
crap! This is the 3rd episode where we've been like ridiculously on time.
Just perfectly on time.
Perfectly
yes.
on time. Thank you so much for doing this. This was a boatload of fun.
Thank you, Jason. This was fun.
All right.
I'm looking at that jerky.
Dive into
I'm
it.
just gonna have.
Nathan, the show's over. Dive into it. Guys,
Okay.
thank you so
All
much
right.
for
All right.
joining us this week on Pitch Session. This is Nate. He doesn't need to say anything. He's just going to shove food in his mouth.
Yep.
I'm in Jason. We are EO7 Media. And if you like what we're talking about today, make sure you check us out every week here on Pitch Session. And if you would like to be a part of this podcast, you can enter your information, fill out our form, just like Holy Hell Jerky did. And you can be a chance to be on the show. And that's really exciting. The goal is to actually help brands out there with these pitches. And if you want to step up your game even more to the next level, we also offer consultations where we can sit down with you in person and actually talk about your brand in person for longer than 15 minutes. So check us out, www.eo7media.com. I can't believe I said www. That was old school crap right there. Guys, thank you so much for joining us.
I can't keep this all to